Hi guys, go ahead Eagles Ajax 0-0. 8 league games, 8 finals. We thought we can make it, Ajax. You thought you can make it. You were positive in recent videos. This is a shit league, shit teams, etc. Well, we just drew against a shit team, man. What does it say about us?
But we're a shit team too. So no, in all seriousness, we blew it ourselves, man. I still stand behind my words, and it depends on what Feyenoord is doing afterwards. But it's just a pity to see that the players aren't fully convinced that they can do it, because that's what I missed today on the pitch. This wasn't a hurdle that we couldn't take, you know. This was just a game that we could have easily won. But if the players do not believe it themselves, you know, in the pitch, and they show a certain mentality, then it's so difficult to grab those 3 points, because what I saw today was so far below par. And I'm not even talking about the way we played, the mentality, what the players showed on the pitch. The energy wasn't there. They weren't fighting for it, in my opinion, you know. Even in the end, and even with all those stupid free kicks, you know, not playing the ball into the box, just playing a side pass and then fumbling it at the end, not playing, you know, in the last seconds, one last long ball. No, pass to the side, and then the referee just blows for the end. Certain stuff within the pitch, you know, they were the eagerness, the willingness to fight for it and to get a result, whatever the case is, you know, just full 120%. It wasn't there.
So what is it? So what is it? Is mentality? Is it?
It is mentality, because Go Ahead Eagles is doing.
Hold on. Sorry to interrupt you quickly.
No, go ahead.
Is mentality confidence level? Are we not? Is this the after effect of Feyenoord? Is this what we're looking at, or something else?
If this is the after effect of Feyenoord, then there's something terribly wrong within the squad, because we've had 2 weeks to chill a bit and to recuperate and just go for it again and be replenished, you know, to go for those last 8 games.
Yeah, but I also said this week, don't forget, we've come from the Schroeder era, not so long ago, and you know what had happened in confidence level with the team. So is this maybe also an effect of this team dragging along, coming back to that period, you know, mentality-wise, confidence level going down, and these kind of things, or am I searching for excuses right now?
I think it's like normal to search for excuses. It's very logical if you do that, but it's difficult to point what is exactly the problem. But for me, you know, it's logical as a team that you lose certain matches or you drop some points here and there. And Heitinga has been doing terrific with the squad up until the Feyenoord game in the eredivisie I'm talking about. And now today they first drop points against a lower tier opponent. And this is something that baffles me, because not that we can lose points, but that I do not see the intensity. I do not see the will to fight. I do not see that they want to do everything and put everything on the line to grab those 3 points. It wasn't there. And how optimistic I can be, because I'm always trying to look at the bright side of life and at the bright side of the possibilities, you know, not being like a negative. But if the players themselves do not believe it and they want to give their all, what do we have to do as fans? You know, I'm trying to stand behind my team always, but this is just a result that can happen if you fight for it and it just doesn't go your way. But that wasn't the case today, because
are you saying they don't want to win because they wanted to go for the goal, or is it a lack of quality as well? We have to look at the quality level of the team and the squad as well.
Of course, there's a thing with the quality also within the squad. That is obvious, but you have to do it with this team, and this team should still be far good enough to win against Go Ahead Eagles. But if the intensity is there with the opponents and they stick to their game plan, and you do not bring the same level of intensity or even higher, the urgency isn't there. So even with a gap in quality or whatever, if you do not bring your utmost against these kind of opponents at this time, you know, of the day to play a match, like early on in the day, you have to be fit, you have to be there, and I didn't see it.
Okay.
Our captain, for example, Tadić, where was he today? Where was he today? He should be our leader on the pitch, especially him, like a legend of the club, being there for many years, being captain many years. Did you see him like bring the intensity and bring the others to another level, show by example what is needed? No.
No, he had
Berghuis, for example, the first 20-25 minutes of him were horrible, Juan. He had 3 passes that we got countered upon. You know, he did better in the remainder of the game, because I have to say about Berghuis, he was one of the only players that tried to play penetrating passes, you know, like skipping a few lines, like putting somebody in front of the goal to create a chance. Yeah. And a lot of players of Ajax, especially this game again, they were not taking risks. They were just playing passes to the side, passes to the back. How are you going to win a match like this? I'd rather see my team go all out, full force, and fail, than they give up already within a match itself. Because I think we could have played like 90 more minutes and score no goal. Because I didn't see it, man.
Yeah, I have to be honest though. What you said about Berghuis was also the fact with Taylor in the start of the half, first half. He had a couple of passes that he went directly to Brobbey, you know, and Brobbey was like holding the ball and trying to do something. I do think, honestly, even though we didn't play well, I'm not gonna I'm not defending this team because we played horribly. I thought also what annoyed me the most was the tempo. The tempo was so low. I mean, it was incredible. I was like bored after a while, you know. Especially towards the end of the season, you expect, you know, more intensity, you know, grabbing the points. Everything is a final, etc. So I agree with you. The thing I wanted to say is, though, even though all of this, we have to talk about the goal that was disallowed.
Yeah. Yeah, and we do not need to find excuses, because even with the disallowed goal, you should have won this game. Simple as that. Yeah. So kudos to Go Ahead Eagles for grabbing a point, because they fought hard, you know, and they deserve a point, because we didn't deserve to win today. But it was just bollocks of the VAR to not allow this goal, because the VAR is there to help the referees, but also it's common knowledge that if there's a goal and it's narrowly offside or it's narrowly onside, the VAR is always looking at it. And what kind of shit is it that they cannot draw a line?
Even if you cannot, let's say the technology doesn't help you at that moment for whatever reason, which was the case today, we cannot draw a line. What is the whole purpose of the VAR? The whole purpose of the VAR is to help the referee make a good decision. So you can watch back on the screen, you can see with your eye that it's not entirely offside. I know it's not the rules and these kind of things, but just think logically. The whole reason is to have fair play. Wouldn't you ask the referee at least to go to the screen and watch and tell them, listen, you have a look. We don't have the lines, but have a look. What do you think? At least.
Exactly. Not only this, it's in the center of the pitch, you know, in the 16-yard box. So it's not on the sideline that you have limited camera views available. It's in the center of the field. So there's different angles to be looked upon. I can remember that situation. I can remember that situation with Daley Blind against PSV. With is it on or is it off the pitch? You know, the ball on the sideline. That was a different part of the pitch. You do not have as many camera positions available at that part of the pitch as in the center. But you cannot tell me that you cannot find any camera position to like establish a view that you can rule out if it's onside or offside. And not only this, they did it so quickly. Usually, if there's a tough decision to be made, remember that decision with Daley Blind against PSV, it took like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
This was like, in my feeling, it was like 30 seconds a minute max, not even.
Yeah, because they don't want to take, they're like, okay, we cannot establish that through technology, so yeah, we're not going to look at it anymore. Okay, let's leave it. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Anyways,
but the referee and the VAR were terrible again today, because also if you have to be objective, not allowing to Go Ahead Eagles to counter that last attack in that first half. That they should have allowed that also. So I'm not only we should not try to find excuses, but there were horrible decisions today again, and it's been going like this the whole season.
Yeah, and it's not. And look, I'm not trying to say like one-sided we should have won and stuff like that, because you gave man of the match to Rulli. He had a couple of decent saves for us. So, okay, so EyeJax, I started telling you or asking you, you know, you've been positive recent weeks, and you said like, listen, despite everything, we can still make it. We can still end the season in good form. Are you still of that opinion? I know it's a hard question right after this game, but we still have a couple of tough games coming up. As you know
what it is, Juan. It has to do with the nature of a person. Also, I'm just a positive person. I'm trying to look at the positive side of life and of things that I took dear to my heart. Like Ajax, and it's difficult because in the best scenario, Feyenoord loses today, and you win a point, and you're 5 behind. Then it would still be a good day, even though you drew. But if they win, you're 8 points behind. It will be very difficult then. And not only this, PSV is alongside you now. You do not have that 2-point margin anymore. So theoretically, with the schedule as it is now, it will be a hell of a difficulty grabbing that first place again. And usually I will try to still find the positive. But if this is the mentality that the players show, it's not even the schedule or the possibility that it's still there. What this encourages me is the way the players handle themselves on the pitch today. If I do not see a team that I love to see, that I love as a club, that is willing to fight for the badge and give their utmost, you can just send the championship towards Rotterdam right away, because you need a certain poise, you need a certain intensity to want to fight for it and do everything you can to grab those 3 points, even if the quality isn't there or if it isn't clicking. And that isn't the case.
But you know what's weird about this whole thing? You're saying right now you don't see it on the field. You don't see they really want to go for it. The extra mile. Of course they want to win, but you don't see that extra, that 10% extra over 100. And if I read interviews like recently, Taylor, we have to win all the 8 games. They all say the right stuff. They all say we still have to believe, we still have to fight. EyeJax said it this week in the interview in Ajax TV. You hear all these kind of things, and you're saying basically, I'm not seeing that on the pitch. That's basically it for you.
And that is the main thing that I'm saying is going to be very difficult now. Theoretically, I still believe Feyenoord will drop a few points still, and also the other competitors. But if your own team isn't willing to put their 120% effort in it, and is willing to fight for it, and they show that they will do, they almost want to die on the pitch to get those points, I didn't see that. They were like grandpas today, like taking it very easy, don't have any haste within their play to force something, no creativity. We do not create any chances or almost no chances that second half. It's just poor, man, very poor. And the bravura, the moxie, the thing Ajax is known for, I didn't see that on the pitch at all. In the past, even with squads that weren't as good as the quality that we have last year's, we always had a certain intensity that we want to fight for the badge and that you bring it on the pitch, even though if you maybe do not have the quality that we had like previous seasons. But didn't see that at all today. At all, with nobody, and especially your captain. I'm not blaming it on him solely, but your captain should be the one rallying the troops within the pitch. And instead of going to be mad towards other players, I saw him do this a few times today with horrible passes and horrible play within the pitch. You should react on that. You should even scold other players and try to uplift the tempo and uplift the mentality. Did you see that from our captain today? No, he was more on the ground than being decisive for us.
Yeah, but if you're struggling yourself, how can you go coach or say something to somebody else? That's the problem as well.
No, but for him, he's a professional of a certain age. He's in his mid-30s. He knows the mentality of Ajax. He has that captain band on his arm. That gives you a certain, how do you say it? They look up to you, but you also have to deliver certain stuff besides what you can do on the pitch solely yourself. Coaching, talking with other players, also making a foul now and then to rally the troops a bit, like Robbie did on the side, when he chased the ball and he was a little bit hard. That's something you do to spark the fire a bit. Didn't see it at all. And if the captain isn't showing it, What are the other players going to do?